Budgeting Lesson 5, Budgeting for Your Lifestyle. In this lesson, you'll learn about ways to create a budget that fits your lifestyle. If you don't want to take notes, you can find a cheat sheet in the download section of this lesson. When it comes to creating a budget, you should assign an item for every dollar. It doesn't mean that you need to spend every dollar that you earn. It means that every dollar should go into a different category, including your savings. To create an effective budget for a stress-free life, you have to set realistic goals. If you understand your own spending habits, it'll be a lot easier to create a budget and stick to it. For example, I love buying electronics. Whether it's building a custom PC, getting a new phone, a new app, a new mic, or new software, I like buying things that make what I do easier and more enjoyable. I also really like to spend my money on going places because personally, I value experiences just as much as I value things. But if I clamp down too hard on spending and I can't do the things that I want to do, I probably won't stick to that budget for very long. In fact, being overly restrictive with my budget has the opposite effect and makes me want to rebel. If you create a budget that's too hard to follow, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to stick to it long term, which means you're going to have a really hard time making your financial goals a reality. Regular budgeting typically involves paying your bills first and then saving any money that's left over. We believe a better way is the reverse budgeting technique. This is where you put a specific amount into your savings first and then plan your spending with the remaining money. Based on the 70-10-10-10 rule, the goal is to save at least 10% of your monthly income, but start with whatever percentage you can based off of your income and expenses. It may only be 5% if you have a lot of bills and not much income, and that's totally fine. The easiest way to do this is by setting up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings account once a month. Doing this will reduce your temptation to spend. Automatic transfers are great because once they're set up, saving money is effortless. Automating your savings is part of building the right habits around money. After your savings are transferred out, pay for the things you need first. Once you've met those obligations, then you can buy the stuff that you want. And please don't get that backwards. If you get in the habit of buying stuff you want before buying the stuff that you need, that's how a lot of people end up in debt or too broke to pay their bills. And it's a really bad way of managing your finances. Life will be a lot easier if you follow a budget, track it, and review it every month. When you're first starting out, it's likely that you won't be able to execute your plan down to every penny. Nobody's perfect. It'll take time to refine your budget. Practicing this while you're still in high school is the perfect time to start working on this. Your goal is to come as close as possible to finding a purpose for every dollar. So don't stress about it if it takes a little while to get this budgeting thing down. Every month is an opportunity to learn and make adjustments as needed. And try again. If you're finding out that your income isn't enough to stick to a realistic budget, you may need to find ways to earn more money. This means that you need to look for a better paying job, or maybe keep the job that you have and get another part-time job. You can always start a side hustle too if that's your thing. Do whatever it takes to be able to pay your bills and stick to your financial goals. It's up to you to create a better future for yourself. There's no such thing as one budget that'll be effective your entire life. You're gonna have to make modifications as your needs change. For example, you're gonna change your budget when you get less hours at work, get married, or have kids. Remember, you're going to need to revisit your budget occasionally and make changes as needed. The more you refine your budget, the easier it's gonna be to achieve your financial goals. Now you know what a budget is, why you need one, how the 70-10-10-10 rule works. You also understand the difference between variable and fixed expenses, as well as needs versus wants. And lastly, you learn some tips for creating a budget that fits your lifestyle. In the next lesson, you'll learn how to prioritize your expenses.